Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Lailani de Leon, and my team and I are really excited to share with you our new venture, HealthMe. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce you to the team behind the idea. As mentioned, I'm Lailani, the founder and CEO of HealthMe. Next, we have our Chief Marketing Officer, Huiling Chen, our Chief Operating Officer, Blanca Rojas, and our Chief Financial Officer, Meursing. Today, we will be going over a brief overview of our business, the industry that we are in, our marketing tactics, our planned operations, as well as our current and projected financials. Then we will open the floor for questions. So what is HealthMe? To better understand where we're coming from, I'd like to share a short story. A few months ago, I had fallen really ill. I was very fatigued, ran a really high fever, and couldn't eat. The list goes on. After a couple of days, I knew that I needed to seek medical help. It should have been as easy as turning on my phone and asking Siri to take me to the closest urgent care, but it wasn't. I spent over an hour researching urgent cares near me who were open, reliable, and were also covered by my health insurance provider. This is where the idea behind HealthMe was born. HealthMe is a freemium app. It's a directory service and forum that provides users with reviews on local doctors, medical facilities, as well as information on health insurance coverage. Our beginning target market would be the chronically ill, those with recurring health issues, as well as healthcare professionals. We will be partnering up with local medical businesses as well as sell ad space on our platform. Most of our revenue will be generated from ads and the purchase of the premium version of our app, which will be explained in further slides. We will be targeting our customers through heavy initial advertising, selling our app on application stores such as Apple's App Store and Google Play for a free download or a $199 one-time purchase for premium. Here we have provided for you our business model canvas, which we will also discuss in depth during this presentation. Our mission statement at HealthMe is, when it comes to our community's health and well-being, finding good help shouldn't be difficult. Our mission is to help connect great professionals with the people who really need them. We believe at HealthMe that someone wise can learn from doing, but someone wiser can learn from those who have already done it. Our main goals and objectives are to provide users with unbiased reviews that are relevant. We're going to start off by launching in Orange County and then expand further out as the app gains more traction, as well as add helpful features that users could greatly benefit from. What sets HealthMe apart from the rest is that we will offer personalized searches specifically in the medical field. We will also be providing health insurance coverage information which no other competitor offers. And our legal form of ownership is going to be an equal partnership split between the 4 board members. A little bit of our industry overview. HealthMe falls under the social media industry, which is currently heavily saturated. Our relevant direct competitors include Yelp, healthgrades.com, which is a doctor search engine, and RateMDs, which is similar to HealthGrades. Our biggest competitor, however, will be personal recommendations based off of word-of-mouth reviews from family and friends. However, these recommendations do have a bias, which many potential consumers have voiced opinions about during conducted interviews, which Blanca will talk about in a bit. Outside factors that might affect us would be the licensing and regulations that we would abide by, since we are in the health industry, HIPAA regulations, and any changes in government policies that may affect healthcare. Next, Huiling will tell you a little bit more about our marketing plan.
Hi, I'm Huiling and I'm the manager of marketing. As we know, it is difficult for the general public to find good healthcare that also is covered by their health insurance. People always spend a lot of time looking for local facilities because the existing platform have few comments to reference. But for facilities, because many people don't know the existence of them, cause too many patients in one facility during the peak period, and patients do not get chance. To connect patients in need with doctors, HealthMe can comprehensively and detailedly introduce the relevant facilities or doctors, such as facility backgrounds, address, instruction. User will be promoted with a questionnaire asking for a review and rating after using it. For the problem solved, user will sort the result in the order in the likelihood of their insurance being assessed. Facilities that increase awareness through HealthMe can also help basic facility develop patients, Both patients and doctors can allocate time reasonably. Our target market is focused on users with chronically ill families and expecting parents. We also focus on medical professionals like doctors, dentists, and psychiatrists. The UE value we have is to reduce the time while letting the patient get reasonable treatments, stabilizing patient flow scientifically, help local facilities develop value-add service. The advantage that helps me has the recent and relevant feedback on medical professionals. As long as new facilities join, Help Me will be updated in real time. The intellectual property is the logo consists of white cross and a yellow road sign as we see on the PowerPoint, and the software and coding used to develop the app and protect the private information. We proved the concept by conducting online consultation on health problems in real time, and there is a horizontal comparison of multiple facilities and doctors, like cost comparison. Our pricing strategy is to let the users free use and download, and relevant advertising like PSAS health hotline would display on the app. The promotion and advertising techniques would be through social media or health related blogs, attracting new users to contribute comments by the development of the community. Sales process for Help Me is first to provide a personalized homepage to establish a positive image of the brand, then use Instagram, Facebook, and email to process sales. Finally, employ a community manager in very local market to improve the brand awareness of Help Me. Thank you for your listening. I'm gonna to pass to Blanca.
Thank you, Huiling. I'm Blanca, and I'm the Chief Operations Officer. I'm going to be talking to you about our operations and our operational goals. And first, I'm going to start off with our business model. We will have a freemium business model that allows users to utilize basic features of our app, and it also gives options to upgrade to the premium package version. So we will have our basic free version for potential customers. They can download the app without commitment, or for the customers who do not need as many options as those who would opt for the premium version. We will also incentivize first-time customers for a 1-month free unlimited access with a first-time review of a healthcare facility and or doctor they have visited, and this will kind of start the ratings off. And for the Health Me Pro, we'll have that with no limitations, and it allows for all access and all information for doctors and facilities, geotagging, and all the other features. This is primarily for our power users or those who are chronically ill. Next in operations, we'll talk about logistical planning. Our team, when planning for the team, operational tasks must be acknowledged and implemented for successful functionality of the business. We're starting off with our CEO, Lailani. She will be the big decision maker responsible for big picture goals for the Health Me app. Next is marketing, Huiling. She will be in charge of all marketing responsibilities, such as seeking advertisements, social media, and creating brand awareness. Operations will be me, Blanca. I will be handling overall operations of Health Me by creating operational tasks that make it feasible to reach Health Me's aspirational goals, which will be provided by Lailani. And last is going to be finance, and that's going to be handled by Max, who will be focused on the day-to-day finances of the business. Our next step is development process, which will go into testing and trial and approval. Creating a reliable software with an app creator to incorporate all the necessary features is very important and will take the most amount of time. We will have features including geomapping, doctor and facility information, ability to review, contact and search for specialists. Since the app is dependent on the functionality of these features, this will take the longest, as mentioned earlier. Next, going into testing, we will have personal interviews to find pain points of our potential users, researching different app creators within budget. Once choosing an app creator, going into app beta testing with a controlled group, and then going into incentivizing those group members to see if this is an app they would further use. Going to trial and approval. So after a certain amount of downloads, we're going to ask for feedback to move into our approval phase. The trial and feedback will give us a better insight into what must be done and what improvements need to be made. Next is milestones. Milestones are important in a business plan to set goals that measure growth and success, and these are created by the team, and implemented plans are put in place to achieve our goals. Our first major milestone is within the next year, we would like to have the app up and running. Our second milestone is in the next 3 years, we would like to have 250 to 300 paid subscribers, so in year 2023 to 2024. And last, our 5-year milestone is to have at least one insurance partnership, 2025 and 2026. Next, we're going to talk about the external risks. We're using a pestle analysis. And so these external factors, they can't be controlled, and we must either work with them or around them to ensure the success of HealthMe app. Breaking down the external risks, first we'll talk about political. So if a new governmentally supported database were to be created, this would lead people away from downloading the HealthMe app and using something more well-known. Going into economic risks, due to COVID-19, there have been drastic drops in the stock market, which could potentially lead to catastrophic ramifications of our economy. This will also lead people away from purchasing such apps. Going into social risks, consumer buyer patterns have drastically changed since the pandemic, so this can also attribute a potential risk from people buying apps or requiring them to leave their house. Technological risks. Research and development risks can cause another app to appear quicker than we can actually get our app up and running. Environmental risks. There are fewer people eligible through government healthcare and forced to purchase their own insurance, so more expenses will equal to less users. A positive to this is we could add a section in the HealthMe app for no insurance patient information. Last is our legal risks. Mainly would be through insurance partnerships or advertisements. These external risks do turn into an unforeseen opportunity. COVID-19 can potentially leave the HealthMe app vulnerable with the massive shutdowns enforced by the government. So leading into the opportunity, we can tailor our services to the current outbreak needs, as other businesses are pivoting to do the same. With the right funding and exposure, HealthMe can successfully pivot to the general public's needs in times of crisis. An example, a time like COVID-19. HealthMe app can inform the public of the closest accessible drive-through testing site locations and give them the contact information to reach medical experts or teledocs.
Thank you, Blanca. And now that you have a better understanding of HealthMe's business plan, let's discuss the financials. To start things off, what kind of equipment is needed for our operation? HealthMe will need to build an in-house server to hold all the customer and application information. This will cost approximately $6,500 to build a server that can synchronize to the cloud holding all the necessary app data. So what are the advantages of this? While there may not be an absolute reason to have one, the main purpose will be to provide our customers with the security of knowing that we hold their information rather than a third-party provider. Next, let's go over how HealthMe will be created and maintained. Our current plan will be to outsource both of these to an expert team. The average price to create HealthMe, thanks to the quotes provided by several companies, has been determined to be within $10,000 to $15,000, as well as an additional $3,000 per year for maintenance. While performing this is expensive, thankfully it will provide our team the opportunity to devote more of their time on other important projects. Now that we have a better idea of what the fixed assets are going to look like, let's go over the net cash flow. Based on the estimated projections over our first year, we can see that the growth will be fairly limited due to the lack of awareness and structure that freemium has. However, if we take a look at the next slide, we can see that after our marketing plan, we can expect a larger influx of customer volume that will lead our sales to follow a similar path to this graph. While the first 6 months are negative, we can see that with our steady ad revenue and pro user conversion rate, HealthMe will begin to see a healthy pattern of growth due to its 17% net profit margin. Furthermore, in the event that our sales do not achieve our projected rates, we have determined a working capital that will sustain the entirety of our first year. So, now that we have a basic understanding of what our month-to-month cash flow looks like, let's delve into HealthMe's total sales. The current structure of our freemium app has the standard mode free to download, but with ad banners. Next, we will have the pro version with the additional benefits and no advertisements. Since this application is mostly an upfront cost, we can assume that our projected sales will have very healthy profit margins due to the low cost of goods sold per unit. Furthermore, if we take a look at the next slide, this graph will illustrate that our month-to-month sales will steadily increase over the next 3 years. While the current projections may seem to increase at a larger rate compared to the industry standard, we must take into consideration that those standards are based on mature businesses that are not in our niche market. Next, let's discuss how HealthMe is seeking out funding. As far as our financial workbook stands right now, we the founders are looking to supply $25,000 or 33% of the overall equity. So with that being said, HealthMe is looking to get an additional $28,000 from outside investors and $23,000 from a bank loan. Furthermore, as to how we can provide a return on investment to the investors, we are looking to offer 10% of our yearly income. This will provide our investors the opportunity to see a return on their investment in the span of approximately 2 to 2.5 years. And with that being said, that wraps up HealthMe's investment pitch. Thank you for your time, and if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to ask us. We will be more than happy to help you. Thanks.